Hello everyone, this is Amit Pimpalkar and we are going to learn data mining concepts and techniques. The reference book for the same we are using is Camber and Pi, which is the most widely used book in the market. So what is we are talking about data mining? So what is that data mining? So in this particular we are going to see the various aspects of the data mining. What do you mean by data mining? Or various views of data mining, what kind of data can be mined, what are the various patterns that which we can be mined, what are the various technologies which are used, what kind of applications we are targeting with the data mining, not little but the various issues of the data mining too. So let's start with one example. So with this example, let's consider a producer want to know the various questions before starting of producing a particular topic. Which are our lowest, highest margin of the customer? He or she might have another question. Who are my customers and what products they are buying? Another question he might be having. What is the most effective distribution channel for my margin? Another question he or she might have, what will the impact of the new product or services have on revenues and margin? What are the promotions I have to do which will be impacted on my revenue? And which customers are most likely to go to the competition? See my friends, these are the some questions. I'm just taking very few questions that a producer might have to know about before starting a particular business or launching a particular product. So let's consider the answer of this particular question. So data data is everywhere. So obviously whenever these questions have been asked, the subordinates of this particular uh, division is going to identify the various data, and data he or she might find everywhere. Some of that particular, like, I can't find the data I need because the data is scattered over the network and it has various versions. Also, I can't get the data I need an expert to get that particular data. Since the expert is not available, you can't get that data. Even whatever the data I get, I can't understand the data because available data is poorly documented and I can't use the data I found. Since if I am using the data I found and if the results are unexpected, that data doesn't make any sense. So my dear friends, therefore we require data mining. So why data mining is, you know about the basic concern about the data mining is that in today's era data is growing exponentially from terabyte to petabyte. Just take an example of Facebook, WhatsApp. These are the various social networking where you can find the data. Now take an example of Twitter. You are amazed about that particular. So data collection and the data availability. Automated data collection tools are available. Various database systems are available. Now, whenever we post some particular information on our social networking site, it gets into some particular database. There are various sources of data, just like business. They are using web, e-commerce application. They do transactions on a daily basis. Consider a banking transaction, stock market. It is available on the science side where remote sensing data, bioinformatics data, scientific simulations data are available. So we are drawing in a data but striving for the knowledge. Yes, of course. We do have various kind of data, but the knowledge is not there. That is what the very good term known as necessity is the mother of invention, and that's where the data mining is come forward. So what is data mining? So the definition for the book is definition, I will suggest that it is a knowledge discovery from a data. That is what extraction of interesting, not trivial, implicit, previously unknown and potentially useful patterns of knowledge from the huge amount of data. Now what do you mean by understand of this? In other terms, we can know that a knowledge discovery or something known as mining in a database, which is also known as KDD, knowledge discovery in database, is an extraction of information or the pattern analysis and data harvesting and business intelligence, etc. So here we come with the KDD. In the KDD, that is knowledge discovery and data process, having the 7 stages of this. You can see this particular are various databases you do have along with your site, which we have already seen that you can have various information on the form of various databases. E-commerce companies may have their different domains, different information in the various database styles. So all that can be integrated in a single set. Now the next stage for the same is data cleaning. Once the integration has been done, the data cleaning has to be done. Since the data is having various misinformation or the repetition of information or the missing values, it has to be clean. Unless and until we are not having a clean database, we cannot go for the other part of data mining. And that's where the cleaning is more essential tool for the KDD process. Once the cleaning has been done, the data, whatever the data cleaned, is kept in the data warehouse. Now, part of data warehouse has to be selected for the particular task. So selection may be considered an example of a student information system. So the various data may be have just like there they might have the information stored into the student section, departmental level, institute level, university level, AICT, DT, scholarship level. So they do have a various information according to of that particular students. Now, if I want information of the students for the training and placement purpose, I don't require their complete information. So what I need to do, I need to select a relevant data. That is what the task relevant data. Now on that particular data itself, we can have to perform the data mining. And once the data mining algorithm has to be applied according to the data and according to the required output, we apply the various algorithms to get the various patterns. If the patterns are various, if I get the pattern is various interesting, then that particular data have been extracted for the knowledge discovery and the knowledge have been imparted. If that particular knowledge is previously known, and if the previously known, then it is no means that knowledge has to be previously unknown. That is what the meaning of knowledge process. This is what we have been seen over here. Data cleaning is the data cleaning that says noise and irrelevant data to be removed. Integration, we have to multiple data source, we have heterogeneous data source that have to be combined at a common source. Selection, of course, it has to be decided and retrieved for the data collection. Transformation, mining, pattern evaluation and knowledge representation. So this is what the typical process of KDD. Input the data, pre-process the data, mine that particular data, and after that mining, pre-processing of that data to get the pattern and information about that knowledge. So what is data mining? Pre-processing. That is data integration, normalization, feature selection, and dimension selection. We see this into detail in next chapter. So what is pattern discovery, association, classification, clustering, outlining? These are the various methods we can do with the data mining. And at the end, the post processing, where you can go with the pattern evaluation, selection, interpretation, and visualization. So these are the various multi-dimensional views of data mining. What data I have to mine, what knowledge I have to mine, what are the various techniques, and what are the applications that I have in selection. So there are various data to be mined. It can be a web data, it can be multimedia data, it can be social data. What knowledge I can be mined? It can be discrimination, association, classification, clustering. Now when we talk about the association, where one part is completely based on the another part. Consider an example. In the morning, one has to go for the milk. So him or she might go to the shop and ask for the milk. Along with milk, she or he might ask for another part, just like for eggs, bread, butter. But he or she might not ask for the detergent. So that is what the basic association. One part is more impacted on the other part. Other one is classification. If there is a various things you are given, and if you know there are 2 or 3 types, then it is classification. Whereas in the clustering, we don't have any particular classes. We do it in our calculation. Then there are various techniques, such as like OLAP, machine learning, statistical, high performance visualization techniques are available. And there are various applications in the retail, telecommunication, banking, fraud analysis, stock market analysis, where we can predict the stock news of the tomorrow, what will be happening to the tomorrow's stock. And text mining, web mining are some of the applications. So this is how I will see this generalization. This is association correlation. Just I have talked about this particular. A typical association rule suggests whenever a particular person goes for the bread, butter with the milk are most likely to be purchased together, whereas detergent is never going to be purchased with the milk. This is what the basic association. So milk is never purchased with also soda or detergent. So this is strongly association. Where classification, we already saw that if there are 2 classes or 3 classes, then we can use the classification. If we don't know the classes, that is class level is unknown, then we have to go with the clustering. Outliner analysis is this particular object that does not comply with the general behavior of the data. One purpose garbage can be the another person treasure. So what can be suggested over here, that consider a particular data where it cannot be a part for the one particular person, but it may be a very huge treasure for the other person. So these are the various disciplines where data mining is loved. These are the various applications we have already gone. Now the most important is issues of the data mining. Now consider mining technologies where we do have to mine various knowledge. So what knowledge we are looking after? We do have to mine the knowledge of the multi-dimensional spaces. So if that particular knowledge